Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we have set number 1, Survivors and Zombivores. Of course, we're talking Zombicide. First edition. These figures can be used in either Zombicide first edition or second edition. You just have to make the changes on the cards in accordance to what the new rules are with the second edition of Zombicide. But again, we got set 1, Survivors and Zombivores, and that's what we're talking about today. Of course, it's brought to you by Cool Mini or Not, that's Simon to us, and of course, Guillotine Games. Let's take a look at the back of the box, see what we got here. We got Zombivore Dave. Let's see what Dave has to say. As far as he remembers, Dave always found reality to be terribly boring. So he locked himself up in an imaginary world and learned piles of useless stuff. Useless until now. Dave is a fount of knowledge. His chemistry mastery makes him look like a superhero amongst other survivors, at least until he opens his mouth. Then everyone remembers he's a real geek. El Cholo Zombivore. No one seems to know this gruff Latino's real name, but everyone calls him El Cholo. Whether he minds or even cares is unknown. El Cholo rarely speaks, preferring to let his twin machetes do the talking. A hard farmhand of possibly an ex-cartel enforcer, putting zombies down at close quarters is El Cholo's specialty, and damn, he's good at it. The survivors whisper stories of hopeless last stands and daring raids, and El Cholo walking out covered in someone else's blood. We've also got Nick Zombivore. I do things by the book. My book. I'm not angry. I'll show you angry. Yeah, sure. Take the shotgun if you want. I'll take the ammonium nitrate. Again, getting back to Nick. Lieutenant Nicholas Walker has sometimes been bad and always been lucky. Corrupt and cocksure, Nick gets his man any way he can, even if it means doing things a normal cop wouldn't do. Bluffing and bullying his way through the streets of New York. This highly decorated officer has put away hundreds of criminals and lined his pockets discreetly while he was at it. Now, with no more crime and money meaningless, he desperately searches for his wife, rescuing and helping other survivors in the vain hope that someone has seen her. That's Zombivore Nick. Oh, looks like a Chuck Norris figure. Eagle Chaz, the American hero, survivor and Zombivore. I hate killing, but I'll make an exception. Being the good guy doesn't mean being nice. Eagle Chaz is the man. He fought crime and evil. He fought for freedom. He stood for the weak against the powerful. He knows how to use guns, but his body is his best weapon. Usually Eagle Chaz doesn't want to kill unless he has no other choice. He is the good guy. Well, zombies aren't really people, so let's just call it target practice. Troy the Traveler, survivor and Zombivore. What? You've never seen a shotgun before? Troy has traveled far and wide and has fought zombies and demons for years, even centuries if you believe him. Troy knows where they come from and what must be done to send them back to hell. Most likely he's seen one too many horror films. That's all. Troy is probably mad. Or is he? There he is. The Cardboard Tube Samurai, survivor and Zombivore. Why did that samurai risk his own life for a pig? Because he could. The Cardboard Tube Samurai is a legend. Where does he come from? Where is he going? No one knows. Fighting philosopher and Zen warrior, his amazing combat abilities are unmatched. In this Zombicide era, he has appeared to dispense deep wisdom in cardboard tube death. And there. And team up, gear up, love up, take them down. Zombicide is a collaborative game for 1 to 6 players for 13 years old and up. Game lasts for 20 minutes, beginner board to 3 hours, expert board. Again, that's first edition. These characters can also be used in second edition with some modifications. So let's flip that over. And that's something I don't particularly care for, is the fact that the front is facing one way and the back is facing the opposite direction. I would have preferred that the box would be all in the same, so when you just flip it, you get it. But again, if you flip it this way, it works fine. But again, I would like to have it all one facing one direction. That would be easier, but that's just me. And we're going to crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. And there we go. Nice and easy. We don't want to rip the box. And here they come. There's your figures, your clips. And of course, most importantly, we have our player boards. So here we go. So we got a bunch of guys here. So we got El Cholo. So one side is the normal side, the other side is the Zombicide. You've got El Cholo. You've got Dave. You've got Nick. Chaz. The Cardboard Tube Samurai. And you got Troy. Let's go over each one of these one at a time. So we'll start with Troy. Starts with a sawed off, +1 action, +1 die roll combat, tough, +1 free melee action, ranged action, and webbing are his options. In the back are the card in reserve. In the front are the weapons that are currently in their hands. You flip this over when it turns to Zombicide mode, and there you have Troy. Starts with a sawed off, free and ranged action, +1 dice roll combat, zombie linked, +1 free melee action, rotten, and webbing. That's Troy. Then we have the Cardboard Tube Samurai. Starts with the katana, +1 action, +1 free melee action, slippery, +1 damage with katana, +1 die combat, low profile. Again, your cards and your Zombicide mode. Start the katana, free action, +1 free melee action, slippery, toxic immunity, +1 die combat, low profile, super strength. There you have it. Then you have Chaz. Free melee action, +1 action, +1 free melee action, +1 dice roll melee, +1 damage melee, +1 free melee action, burn leader. In your cards, and then you have his Zombicide, which is +1 free melee, +1 free melee, +1 to dice roll melee. Is that all you got? +1 die combat, +1 free melee action, and born leader. That's Chaz. Then we got Nick, tough, +1 action, die in combat, slippery, free move action, born leader, ninja. On the flip side, Nick is tough, +1 free ranged action, +1 die combat, rotten, born leader, low profile, ninja. There's Nick's card. Then we've got Dave. 2 cocktails are better than 1, +1 action, +1 reroll per turn, slippery, +1 die ranged, +1 to dice roll ranged, and lucky. And then we flip that over to his Zombicide. 2 cocktails are better than 1, +1 search action, +1 reroll per turn, rotten, +1 to dice roll ranged, lucky, zombie link. And last but not least, you have El Cholo. Starts with 2 machetes, +1 action, +1 free combat action, +1 die melee, +1 damage with machete, +1 free combat action, +1 die rolled in combat. Then you have El Cholo and his Zombicide. Starts with 2 machetes, +1 free action, +1 melee, collector's fatty, +1 free combat, +1 to dice roll combat, super strength. So there you have it, right there's El Cholo. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters to choose from. So if you haven't played Zombicide before, just to let you know, you've got a bag of clips, 1 for each card, and the clips go on to here in the top. This way it tracks how many zombies that you kill. And as you kill more, the stronger you become. You start off with 2 machetes, and then you move on to +1 action. Once you get into the orange, you can pick one of these. And when you get to the red, all at the end, you get to pick one of these 3 here. Normally, when I play a game, I never have gotten all the way to the red, but I've many, many times gotten into the orange. When I'm in the orange, again, you're picking one of these here and adding more power to your character. And here are the clips too. You would clip on 1 for each of these characters here. So let's pull these out. So there's your first one. This one appears to be Chaz. And Zombicide Chaz. A little hard to see the detail on the white figure, but again, if you use primer on it, a gray primer or a black primer on it, all the details will pop very nicely. It'll be a really cool figure to paint up. There's that one. Then we got our samurai, cardboard samurai guy. You've got the Zombicide and the regular side. That's the regular side, and that's going to be your Zombicide. Looking a little rough around the edges. There it is. Then we've got Troy carrying his boomstick. And as his Zombicide. This is Dave. Zombicide Nick. And El Cholo. Zombicide. Or Zombivore as it's called in this package. So there you have it. That's everything that is included in this unboxing. Again, this time it was set 1, Survivors and Zombivores. Again, for the board game Zombicide, first edition, but of course you can use it with the second edition. This expansion can only be used if you have a core box of Zombicide. And of course, it's brought to you by Cool Mini or Not, Simon, and of course, Guillotine Games. Again, thank you for joining us. Be safe, be well. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, you can give us a like, leave a comment below. And of course, you can always subscribe to our channel as well. This way it keeps you up to date with any new unboxing videos or any new content that's released on the channel. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.